Birds, welcome to the 17th episode of Angry Birds News. Today I prepare you some news from the last week, so let's move on to the first of them. On December 9, in Angry Birds Refresh, started the first week of Christmas tournament from 2013. To the end of the Christmas, we could play levels from this tournament from 2013. This is a really good information for people who play in 2013 and people who didn't play. I really like for that Angry Birds Refresh because it's let us feel like we play old Angry Birds friends. Back then, the tournaments were longer than 2 days. They were for whole week. So I recommend you to play Angry Birds Refresh because it really looked like you are playing old Angry Birds friends. But okay, let's move on to the next news. On December 10th, rovio finally fixed this issue with Mighty Eagle Bootcamp. This issue makes that some players can't collect the rewards and some players cannot play Mighty Eagle Bootcamp. Fortunately, the affected players received compensation. But okay, let's move on to the next news. Yesterday, on December 11th, angrybirdsreloaded get another update, which above all adds, in which Zeta tries to destroy the Christmas. Also, we get new costumes for our birds inspired by Angry Birds movie too. For me, these levels are really fun and I recommend you to play them. But okay, let's move on to the next news. Because also yesterday, something more interesting happened. Because Angry Birds is now 16 years old. And like practically every year on Instagram and Twitter, we get a new comics from Angry Birds which tells something about our birds. We know from him that the red have sometimes a sleepwalking and also that the bubbles is younger than the blues. Also Stella's friends shows up but without the Luca. What's worse, that this is another comics that when the Stella's friends shows up without Luca. I hope he will have a chance to come back later, because without him this vlog isn't complete. But let's move on to the climax of the story, because at the end one of the 3 eggs hatches. Right now you only can see his outline, which really reminds me about this Yeti bird from comics Ruby on Ice. What do you think? He will be a playable character or just a promotion addition like the Mia which shows up also in these comics? But this is the all news for this episode. At the end of this episode, I would like to say thank you that we are really close to hit 300 subscribers, because that means we will win race with Seer Team 35 that who first hit 300 subscribers. That's why I encourage you to subscribe our channel and channel of Seer Team 35. Link to his channel you have in the description. But also, I would like to remind you that the social events about Angry Birds 2 official Instagram, where if we hit 50,000 followers on their Instagram, we'll get a nice rewards in Angry Birds 2. But they right now have 31,600 followers. So if you didn't do that yet, follow their Instagram. You have link to their Instagram in the description. Where also you have link to my TikTok and Instagram, where right now nothing exclusive happens there, but in 2026 there will show up exclusive videos that I didn't post on YouTube, or I will post them on YouTube later. Of course you have links in the description if you want to follow them. But thank you for watching this episode. Remember that Angry Birds news appear every week and shows the latest news, at least nothing interesting happened that week. So if you like this news, remember to leave a like and type down in the comments what do you think about this week news. And if you don't want to miss latest news from Angry Birds or any future episode about Angry Birds, Then remember to subscribe our channel with a bell. And see you in the next videos. Shade by Shade.